Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, Craig here with another great business to discuss in this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Lindsay, and she's selling her display advertising, Amazon Associates and affiliate business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Lindsay. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you on, and I'm looking forward to talking more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. It's a display advertising, Amazon Associates and affiliate business in the hobbies niche, created in August 2011. The average monthly revenue for the business is $2,007, and it makes an average of $1,885 net profit each month. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 51311 to learn more about the business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's have a look at what's included in the sale. We have a domain with all site content and files, an email list with 176 subscribers, social media accounts for Pinterest, Instagram and Facebook, and digital assets, which includes 29 downloadables. Okay, Lindsay, now let's hear from you. Can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, I have a lot of experience actually in various sort of avenues of online business. I grew up in a small store. My parents did a lot of exhibitions, traveling, so that sort of transitioned into a mail order business, and sort of as business developed around 2000, it did this major shift into online retail. And so I was about college age at that time, so went full speed into this family business. From there, kind of launched into my own. I sold pet supplies for a number of years. During that time, sort of started tinkering with Amazon FBA, and through most of that experience, I was doing some kind of blogging as well on the side, and it was never really successful for me for quite a long time, and I didn't really know much about it, but I kind of just kept doing it because I liked it, sort of doing my own craft to art, DIY projects, and just sort of recording them because I like creating and I like teaching. And so that's where I found myself about a year or two ago when I started realizing I have really good content on this creative blog and I need to figure out how to monetize that better. And so with a lot of effort, it sort of developed into more of a real business in the last year or so. It's happened really fast with this blog.
Excellent stuff. So it sounds like this was a bit of a passion project for you then.
Very much so. It was really more about I enjoy creating and I enjoy teaching and I enjoy like this sort of journaling that a DIY blog offers. Like I can look back on my projects in a different way than somebody who only has a finished project to look at. So it really was created like content first rather than being this thing created to make money, to flip. Like, no, I've had it for almost 10 years. It's just kind of been a part of my life. And then all of a sudden it's a little bigger than I want it to be. Like it's a real business and I've got other real businesses. So just kind of looking for someone to take it probably, to that next step. It can definitely go so much farther.
Excellent stuff. So you say that's one of your biggest differentiators, like personal passion project for you in terms of being in your niche, and have you seen your audience respond well to the type of content you produce and stuff?
Yeah, I think DIY content does really well on the internet. It's unique, and if you can sort of tap into what people are, the problems that people are working with, I think it's a great niche to be in. It works well for both display advertising and affiliate marketing because you're leading them through tutorials and they need tools to do those tutorials, right? So in a different way than a lot of content where maybe you have a blog where you're like describing products or reviewing products, that's great. But like, are people ready to purchase? Do they need that product? Or are they just researching? The DIY blog has an interesting sort of funnel towards sales in a way that doesn't feel like it pressures the customer.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you mentioned the display advertising. You also earn through Amazon Associates and you make a small amount of income through affiliate. Could you just describe for us how those monetizations came about? Did you start with advertising and then introduce Amazon Associates, or how did the business growth look?
Gosh, I've had it for 10 years. I can't quite remember the order in which things came to be. I'm pretty sure that I've had affiliate links on it for the life of the blog. That's always sort of made it worth my time. I made just a little bit, and it was fun to do, so I kept doing it. And then added Google AdSense pretty early on in the life of the blog. The real growth started when I was able to join Mediavine display advertising in June. That was just a phenomenal impact on RPMs and then the monthly payout from the website, and really re-energized my interest in the site. It's kind of been my quarantine project where all of a sudden I sort of had this lots of content that wasn't making a lot of money, right? And then was able to join this great platform. Also, Mediavine has just amazing resources for their publishers and access to a community of other publishers, and just that information sharing really helped me sort of figure out what the site needed to go to the next level. And it really have seen steady growth. Of course, November, December up, and then January a little bit down. But what I'm seeing over the long term is just really steady, impressive growth.
Excellent stuff. I'm looking at your traffic sources, close to 50% from organic and quite a big chunk from social. So what type of marketing do you do for business? Do you do paid social ads, or is it more organic?
It's all organic, and I'll correct you just a little bit that Google traffic is definitely outpacing social presently. The website has always had a good performance on Pinterest. It got hit a little bit with the Pinterest algorithm change this fall, but even within the last 30 to 60 days, I'm seeing massive growth on Pinterest. So I think something there is being corrected in the algorithm, or something's going on there. So social traffic is good. It hasn't gone away, but organic traffic is really, really, really growing. And that's where my focus has been, on increasing the organic traffic from natural search sources. I've never done any kind of paid placement or paid advertising. I don't do guest posts or pay for links or anything like that. It's all just I've created these projects that I think are pretty great. I have a sense of how to write content for search engines, and the combination of those has really resulted in a website that I don't need to promote in that way, particularly because I haven't been my main business or my main source of income. So I've been able to play it slow, let it really naturally grow. And that's what you'll see if you look at the backlinks profile. There's a lot of just other blogs where hey, she did a project like this, check that out. Or I'm going to do something like this, but start with that project. It's all just kind of happened.
Yeah, and Pinterest is definitely a social platform that's well suited to this type of niche. I guess that type of content gets a lot of engagement on a channel like Pinterest.
Yeah, because of the visual nature, there is a lot of interest on Pinterest. Also, one of my projects, really even in the past just 60 days, is using a social plugin called Grow Social Pro to embed pins that are hidden in almost all of my blog posts. So I'm sort of embedding in there better pins, more pins, so the Pinterest growth should even grow faster in the long run.
Actually, yeah, it sounds like a good strategy. So is there anything you learned from this business that you'll apply to future sites or businesses?
Definitely. I think I really underestimated the value of good content, which sounds like a crazy thing to say as somebody who's been in online business for over a decade. I think in the future, I won't undervalue my own writing. I do have other blogs and other niches, and I think what I learned from this website will definitely shape how I work with those, particularly what I've learned and gathered from the community that my advertising publisher offered.
Absolutely. And was there anything you tried with this site that didn't work out for you?
Yes. I found that I had to train myself to stay on brand or strictly within my niche. I had tried to publish to just publish more. And so in order to publish more, I was publishing things that were a little off topic. Particularly, I started this blog when I lived in Missouri and I owned a small farm. And so a lot of DIY projects were really natural and occurring in that environment. And about 5 years into the blog, I moved to Seattle into a downtown apartment. My life was very different and there wasn't a lot of room for DIY projects. And so I started publishing on sort of some other topics, including travel. And those posts just never did well. And as soon as I started kind of like cleaning up the blog topically, I felt like I saw results from like organic search liking that. The blog in general was about DIY. It's actually getting hits for the keyword DIY right now. And that was what my blog was about and needed to like stay about.
Excellent. Yeah, so this brand has done very well in the DIY niche specifically. So if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
I think the great thing about this business, where it's at right now, is it's going to grow. I feel like the work that I have done in the past 1 to 4 months it's really set up to grow well. So there's that piece where it feels like not just a passive business, but the growth should be passive. I know that the results from good content and good search engine optimization are long-term. So I do believe that's coming. I've also spoken with Empire Flippers about sort of I see potential in 2 areas. One is the downloads of digital assets. And I don't think I wrote it down, but about November, December, I installed a plugin that allows me to sell or give away digital assets. So PDF patterns, woodworking patterns, digital, PDF checklists, various items. And so those are loaded into the website and embedded into the website. And right now they are free for mailing list sign up. But it's really just a one-click switch to make them a $1.99 purchase or a 99-cent purchase. Those are pretty consistently, slowly growing the mailing list because they're still very new to the website. I think they're growing slowly. So I expect over time, even without more digital resources added, that the existing downloads, the existing patterns will grow more and more, either newsletter signups or small purchases. So that's definitely an area of growth and an area of growth that could be expanded far beyond the existing 29 that are uploaded. The other area is YouTube videos. Even though like written content for DIY works really well, there's other folks who prefer a video format for that. So I think there's a lot of growth potential both on the website and off the website. So I have about 25 videos embedded on the website, and then I have some more video assets. I don't have a specific number on that, but some of the raw footage from the existing videos and then a few videos that never got edited and haven't been uploaded. And so what a potential new owner could do to sort of maximize the existing content is take the videos that I have currently and the video footage and create YouTube videos of these tutorials. The other way to create videos is, of course, to take these blog post articles that describe how to do a project, take those instructions, grab yourself a camera, buy the supplies, and do it in front of the camera, and you've got a video pretty easy, ready to go. Most of my DIYs are pretty unique, and so it's not like you're creating the same content that's already out there. I think that there's a potential for both monetizing YouTube videos, if you upload them through Mediavine, which is my publisher, which you should be able to carry on with. Mediavine will monetize videos without needing the same threshold as YouTube, and Mediavine's RPMs are generally excellent. And Google loves when videos are on a website, so popping that video into the long format post actually improves the search ranking for people who are looking for that long format post.
Excellent. Yeah, there's just some fantastic growth strategies that a buyer can consider. As for the day-to-day work on this business, what type of work do you do on this site for maintenance?
Yeah, it's a little difficult to estimate because I've been in development mode. I have been in quarantine for most of the last year, pretty strictly. And so this has been kind of my pet project. So lately I've been spending anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half on it, a couple days a week. What it needs to sort of coast and having had it for 10 years, and that time having had other businesses, sold other businesses, gone to grad school, got a master's degree, like I've definitely let it coast at times. And really all that is needed then is to sort of check in on comments once in a while, have some sort of plugin or support program that's making sure that the website is up and alerts you if it's down, checking in on page speed, making sure something's not wrong that's slowing stuff down. I think with good assistance there, not necessarily like a VA assistance, but just technology support that sort of monitors and checks on things, it can be ran as a entirely hands-off business.
And what skills or requirements do you think there are for someone who's not familiar with this niche or business model?
I think for blogging, the biggest skill that is needed is really just the capacity to learn and the ability to have questions, research them, and work with the answers. Often I don't know what I'm doing, but other people have asked this question, right, and written about it on forums, and I find answers, and sometimes I try them and they don't work, or I'll try another one. And to me, that's the biggest plus as a blogger. Yes, it's important to be able to write. Yes, it's important to have some technical skills, but the most important is, I think, flexibility and teachability and the ability to teach yourself.
Absolutely, makes total sense. And what do you think are the biggest risks that buyers should be aware of?
To me, having had this business for 10 years and then having it monetized over multiple platforms, it feels really low risk to me. I guess the obvious risk is where will traffic come from tomorrow? What will come in the future either to impact how traffic comes in currently or new platforms that send traffic and how we appeal to that technology that we can't imagine yet. I suppose there's an inherent risk with any online business, but it doesn't strike me as high risk.
Okay, and putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
I think it's a business worth buying for so many reasons that I've listed already, but it's a great business worth buying because I'm really confident in this business. As a seller, I am only selling this business because I'm on to different projects. This is fun for me. It's interesting for me. It arouses my creativity in a really inspiring way. And it's cutting into a different job that I love, that is public health oriented, that feels very mission based to me. So if for no other reason, if the stats don't sort of convince a buyer that this is a solid purchase, I hope that my own belief in it might count for something, that I would just 100% continue to work with this business, continue to work with my advertising company, because I think it's going to continue to grow. I think it's going to make more money. And I have just had to make the choice that I need to focus my time, my energy, my passion, my life in this other area. And so I hope that someone else comes along and says, I have time and energy and life and passion for this project and can take it to the next level.
Absolutely, yeah. The business built out of passion often is very solid and has a lot of potential for growth. So regarding the sale of this business, would you commit to a non-compete?
I definitely would commit to a non-compete. I will say I'm a creative, and because there's art and DIY stuff on this blog, I would be uncomfortable with a total blanket non-compete. But I have no desire to compete with the new blog owner, and I have no desire to go out and start another business in the genres. But what would be comfortable, what would sort of make me as a creative feel good about that transition is I will sign off on a non-compete on niche topics, keywords, an expansive list of keywords kind of thing. I don't want to get anywhere near the content that is published. I want to stay clear and never be competition with that. But I do want some leeway to play and create and be in the creative spaces on the internet. So I'll say that as a caveat, but I am flexible and can be in conversation on that with any potential buyer.
Okay, yeah, makes a lot of sense. And how much support are you willing to offer buyers? Are you going for the standard 30 days of email and Skype support?
Yeah, I am very flexible on that. It's something I would like to negotiate during the sales process. I'm willing to offer that support, and I'm not available all day, every day for that 30 days. So there would be some limitations to the extent of my availability, but I can be for a short term very available. And then for a negotiably longer term, whatever that could be, can definitely still be available for kind of Q&A. I anticipate it to be a very smooth transition. So I would hope that a buyer wouldn't need a lot of long-term support, but I'm available if they do.
Excellent. It's good to know. Anything else you'd like to share that I might have missed?
I don't think so, no.
We've covered a lot of great stuff. You've got a fantastic business here today. So thank you very much for your time, Lindsay. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 51311. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.